This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. This video is intended for viewers of legal agent, their respective countries who enjoy growing plants. I do not encourage or condone the use of illegal substances.
Okay, check here. I'm noticing a little bit of curling on a few leaves, and this made me check the plant, and I noticed the plant was a little bit dry on the one side, meaning that the misting unit over here wasn't doing its job and wasn't spraying on the side of the plants. And this is how you notice if there's anything wrong with the plants. And even this little bucket here, it's not being filled up. This also shows me that this plant isn't getting any water. Here's one that was filled up. Now the ones that I feel is semi-filled up shows me how much water I was misting through a day or a few days as I empty them, and then I know where the water is falling and where it's not falling, as to be able to cover all the plants. I do have the choice of lowering these misters and just putting them between the plants and everything, but I like to do it from the top, as the plant takes in the water right through the leaves, and then yeah, they just look better than just soil watering them. So yeah, all good. This girl, low stressed, and then bend down so that for the growth of all the lateral growth, and for basically to get a stockier plant, more of a bush with an even canopy of colors. Yeah, the last feed now, banana compost tea, that's perking up now for these flowers. Right now all these girls are so susceptible for spores that I don't want to pollinate anything. Pollination means seeds, and you don't want seeds, which is all good. The undefoliated one looking good. I'm not gonna take some of the leaves. We're gonna leave her as is, but the one to prune her down is so big. But yeah, I just want a comparison of this plant against the other plants, and we'll see which way is better, or which way I am going to push my grow in. I can put a little compost on here, some ground, something like that. Yeah. There's some small plants in here. It's better to take anything out that's going to be competition for the plant, because when they grow on top of each other, the plants stunt each other as they are in competition, as shown here. 4 girls in a pot, and now there's only 2 girls in a pot, 2 of them hermed, but yeah, such is life. These girls looking good. These are sour diesel as well. I should actually think of removing those roots completely. The plant, it might still be active for a while, and I'm snagging on the mother plant over here. Not good, but when I snag, whole thing moves. Yeah, mother plant over here, northern lights that we have now put in full flower, as with the season in January. You can see she's in flower, and this girl has been in time used for clone production, and basically where I cut my teeth in this whole business of cloning and of low stress training and of growing like this. Yeah, let's take it out now. This pool thingy, I still don't know what this is called. You can see those scales forming, and I'll have to remove that. This little plant, this is how much bud it is producing, and this is just a little stray plant. So now you can see how big it gets and what you will get from that yield. While in comparison, we have the mother plant over here that's been low stress trained over the year, and now I've grown it through this little fence giving me all of these little tops, and we'll see what we get from a singular plant in one 20 liter bucket, and how much yield uh, one can get from this. Yeah, this plant's been through a lot. Interesting stuff. Best plant in show right now is Sour Diesel. This girl I've been low stress training through this fencing. Just check how this plant bends us through. Look at that. After I trimmed them from down below, the leaves don't grow down here, so I keep it nice and clear, and I can also watch for the scales. Let's see if I can. Wow, the smells amazing. Wow, I can already smell on the inside. You have all these stems growing through the fencing, each individual stem, and now the whole plant is rigid as well, so the plant won't knock around when the wind picks up and stuff like that. Let's check out the flower that I'm getting from this. Gonna get from this. Oh, she's looking beautiful. Look at this. Yeah, this is what I wanted Pride and Joy to look like in the end, but unfortunately, Pride and Joy hermed. Let's have a little top shot, and you can see, if I actually count the stems from down here, you can maybe see how many tops you'd be getting in the end. But unfortunately, I cannot focus from the front and the back. Let's say 4, another 4, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, and some small tops I'm not counting, but that's about 15. I don't know if it's 15. I'll count them in post. I think this one was supposed to be under 10, and Pride and Joy was supposed to be about 30 tops. Not certain. It's not important. You just move along and go on with the next grow. Be grateful what you get from it. Over here, main line. And again, stems through the fencing, keeps the plant rigid. This is Northern Lights, and beautiful little plant I'm getting from there. But as soon as I came down, I noticed there's a scale over there, and over there's your ants. So I will have to start picking off these scales, or else. But this plant, I don't think scales took her. I think something else took this plant, because this is a re-veg, and she just dampened off one day. No, this plant has scales over here, and you can see there's some nutrition problems on the leaves. I am going to remove these, and in the next video or next few weeks we'll see what the results are for this. This is Northern Lights clone from mother plants over there. Yeah, this is clone as well. These girls have been slowly fed. I have not been snipping down the leaves because I want to see what happens as I feed them. If the leaves, do they go green again? Do they fall off? What happens to the leaves? Yeah. So there's some old leaves as well, and you can see that. So all the nutrition has been sucked from these, and has been sucked from these. I take it, and okay, I have to say, this plant has been revegetated once because it went into flower, and then we grew them a little bit bigger, and now we're here again. And I don't know if you're able to see this. This is top growth, and was the growth that went into flower. There are some spots, I think, over here when that happened. is where I put in the extra light, and they vegetated and basically grew a taller, bigger plant than I had before, than leaving it just as is, just because it's flowering. Like this one I also just left, and yeah, this is a few buds that I'm gonna get from this. Is maybe a few grams worth of plant, but it's sour diesel, it's good. These plants as well, these were also the ones that were in flower and back again. So you see that. Ooh, I'm hearing some monkeys. Oh, there goes monkey. I have to watch for the fucking cats. Oh, monkey will steal a cat. No problem. Here's another vantage point for that sour diesel. I'm noticing slight lightening of the leaves here, meaning the plant sucking on the nutrients in the older leaves. But I have actually fed them, so I'm gonna give it 3 or so days just to see what the effect that nutrition had on the plants, and if I see nothing major, I will give feed again. That is how that works, I think. Check these, look at those little heads. It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be momentous. It's gonna be awesome. Little kitty, don't get stolen, kitty. Over here, Northern Lights in the smaller bag, and yeah, this was one of the double clones, a clone that had that I snipped a little branch and then planted the entire branch just to see how it would turn out. After I harvest this girl, I'm gonna check out that root system, see what happened here under the ground where the roots grew. I don't want to disturb that right now. This girl has also been vegetated again. Ah, fucking monkeys. I'm just glad I haven't had a problem yet with the monkeys grabbing onto here. Not yet, but yeah. Anyway, there's a snail. Okay, with the increased wetness and humidity over here, I would get some snails, and so I'm not actually worried now about snails because my most of the worry comes in germination phase when I have seedlings and they eat my bloody plants. But even now, as they are small and everything, I remove these snails, and this disrupts the life cycle of the snail, the scale, the whatever bug there is. And when you disrupt the life cycle, this means you will have less bugs and shit coming the next seasons and so on. Yeah, maybe you'll get more problems, but yeah, what you gonna do? Back to this plant. Scale infestation. I'm noticing that the northern lights seem to be more susceptible to the infestation of scale than the sour diesel, but that could also be because the plant was sickly, that these plants get attacked more, because remember the northern lights was sickly and then suddenly scale infestation. Other plant that I saw that's sickly, scale infestation. So when we're removing those, I'm expecting that the plant would perk up a lot more. Strange enough, I'm not noticing a lot or any ants on this plant, just scales. Yeah, northern lights. What is this? This is not a re-veg, this is a clone. And there the sprinkler system goes on. We're misting over here, looking good. Cat's running. And yeah, over there I'm wondering if those root system, if it's dead or what, and if it's even bothering the root system of the other sour diesels in that part. I'm not certain. Not gonna remove it. Look at that little That plant's looking good over there, I have to say. Anyway, that's about the little updates again on different plants. This one I am watching. What am I gonna do with this plant? Nutrition. I might put this one in one of those bigger buckets and see if I can transplant a flowering plant and if it survives. But anyway, that's me. Good mother loving day.